Welcome to TukiTots world.
In a sunny little corner of a winding river, a small family of fish was living a happy life. There was Baba, the father, whose scales weren't as shiny as they used to be, but whose eyes held the wisdom of the currents. There was Mina, the mother, who moved as gracefully as the river grass, and whose heart was just as wide as the river itself. They had 2 sons. Ruff was the older one, strong and adventurous, always testing his speed against the flow. His younger brother, Tuki, was quieter and more thoughtful, happy to just watch the light dance on the riverbed. Their life was simple and safe, a gentle song of togetherness and love. But one afternoon, while the brothers were playing tag, a shadow fell over their world. It wasn't a natural shadow. This was vast, dark, and terrifying, a creeping void that swallowed the sunlight. A massive net scraped along the riverbed, tearing at the plants and churning up the sand. It missed them by inches, but it shattered their peaceful world in a heartbeat. The river's gentle song was gone, replaced by a deafening, terrifying silence. The family darted into a hollow log, pressing their bodies together. Mina instinctively wrapped a fin around Tuki and Ruff, as if her small body alone could hold back the world's dangers. Baba's heart pounded, but he tried to project a calm he didn't feel. He pulled his family close, his voice a low whisper. He started telling a story from his own youth about a similar shadow, a story he'd always hoped would just be a cautionary tale, not something his own children would have to live through. In the days that followed, the net was gone, but the fear wasn't. It lingered, and soon that fear started to curdle into disagreement. Ruff, brave and impulsive, argued that their only option was to flee. He talked about a new life far downstream, anywhere but this cursed place. Mina, however, was paralyzed by terror. The thought of leaving the only home she'd ever known was just too much. She wanted to hide, to dig deep into the mud and pray the shadow never came back. Baba found himself caught right in the middle, torn between protecting his family by running and protecting them by staying. The family's unity, once their greatest strength, was starting to fall apart. It was Tuki, the quiet observer, who finally broke the tense silence. He'd been replaying that awful moment in his mind, not with fear, but with focus. He noticed something everyone else had missed. The way the net had snagged and jumped over the gnarled roots of the old willow tree that dug deep into the riverbank. He spoke up, his voice small but clear, with a plan. Not running, not hiding, but using the river's own strength. He described how the tangled roots formed a dense protective cage just under the bank, a perfect hiding spot. At first, Ruff scoffed at the idea, calling the dark maze a trap. But as Tuki explained it, Baba saw a flicker of his own father's wisdom in his youngest son's eyes. Later, Ruff found his brother alone and apologized. "I was scared," he admitted. "And when I'm scared, I get loud. Show me the way." In that moment, the family was one again. They got to work right away, a flurry of purpose and togetherness. Tuki, having already mapped it in his mind, guided them through the safest passages of the root cave. Ruff used his strength to nudge sharp rocks and debris out of the entrance, making it safe to enter quickly. Mina, with her graceful agility, found the most sheltered nook deep inside, a place where the whole family could huddle together. They practiced darting inside until the motion was second nature. Soon, frightened neighbors, seeing their drills, slowly came out of hiding, inspired. They began searching for their own natural shelters, their shared purpose replacing their shared fear. And then the shadow returned. But this time, they didn't scatter. This time, they were ready. With a shared look, they darted towards the riverbank and into the dark, wooden maze of roots. They huddled together in the nook Mina had found. Mina held her children tight. Baba whispered words of encouragement, and Ruff held Tuki's fin in a silent promise of support. The net came down, its heavy rope scraping violently along the riverbed. It snagged on the roots above them with a terrible groan, shaking their shelter before passing harmlessly over their heads. They were safe. A wave of relief washed over them, a feeling so much more powerful than the fear that came before it. The danger passed, and peace returned. But it was a new kind of peace, one they had earned themselves. Baba looked at his two sons, not just a reckless one and a quiet one, but a team, each making the other stronger. He told Tuki, "You have the mind of your grandfather, who always taught me to trust the river's secrets." Ruff nudged his little brother, their bond now unbreakable. "You're the brave one," he said. The family floated together as the sun danced on the water again, their love for each other a light that no shadow could ever extinguish.
Please subscribe my channel.